Hello and welcome to Emerging Voices, and today I'm with Nunudzai. Many people call you Madame, is that correct?
Correct.
Alright, that's because she spent a lot of time teaching French. But you're also a life skills, lifestyles, and life care coach. Very interesting ideas, but you see, the reason why I thought I'd sit and talk to her on Emerging Voices is because of a very interesting topic that you highlighted to me. Disrespected men and what was it?
Unloved women.
And unloved women. So tell me a little bit about that. What is this that you're talking about? Disrespected men and unloved women. In your experience, what have you seen? What very interesting topic.
Well, okay. Let me just give a bit of background. I was born in a family of 4 girls and 1 boy. So including Sisi and my mom, it was a household of females. Just my dad and my brother. And my brother was little. He was number 4 and number 1. And so we just grew up like that, and we would sleep in the same rooms, bath together, 3 in the shower, 2 in the bath or something like that, because we were rushing off.
Yeah.
And then he started behaving funny at some point where no, he refused to bath with us and sorts of things. And each time he went to our cousins, there were 3 boys there, he came back really weird. And then I'm from Utare, and there's this thing of Samusha. And I would see that when my mom had to go somewhere with my dad, I would get the instructions for the house.
Right.
You know, what to buy, what to do in case of emergency. But just before they left, they would gather us and they would pray. And I will never forget this. And they would turn to my little brother and say, Sam, shut up here, and
Yeah.
we're going now.
Right.
You basically oversee the house.
Right.
That used to spook me.
Yeah.
Because this Samusha was never in the house. He only came to eat. He was always somewhere. He never even knew where the food came from, what. And I just thought it was strange to me. Anyway, fast forward. I got married. Yeah. My husband already had 2 sons from his first marriage. And one was 15. My husband's from Ghana. So I inherited that one at 15. So
He was 15, not you.
No, my son. My son from God, from my husband.
Amen.
So I immediately became a mom to a 15-year-old teen boy.
Yeah.
And a wife to a divorcee guy with his own issues that he brought into the marriage, but I didn't understand that then. And I was going to be a mom. I was pregnant and expecting my baby, who turned out to be a guy.
Right.
And then my second child is also the boy. So I was surrounded by these men.
So your life has just changed from having a home full of girls to now a home full of men.
Yes. And even prior yes. And even prior to that, I went to a girls' school.
Right.
Until A level.
Yeah.
And then I did French, which is soft arts. So again, it was a female environment.
Right.
Then I started working, my first job was in a girls' school. So yeah, when I changed to the boys' school, that's when I met my husband. We were both teachers there.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in this space that I've never been in before. And my dad was excellent. So my dad didn't really show signs of, I'm the man,
Yeah.
So he was cool with us. Basically, he didn't have sisters at all. So I think he sort of took us like sisters. He was born well before his time.
Right.
And just grew us differently.
Yeah.
And so now I'm in this challenging space. I mean, the first 3-4 years of our marriage, my life there was traumatic. Because I didn't know how to deal with these men.
Right.
And so as my little boy started growing, I think when the first one was about 4 and the little one was about 1, I started seeing certain similarities and patterns. When my 3-4-year-old had tantrums, they were very similar to the tantrums that my 52-year-old man had.
And did that remind you of your brother back then?
No, because my brother was never home.
All right.
I remember my brother, we were okay with him, and he was always out, and he just came to eat and sleep.
Yeah.
And when he had those little tantrums, we just didn't take, he was just him.
Right.
And they didn't stay too long.
Yeah.
Because he was then absorbed into the female environment.
Right.
Okay? You brought them when you came from a male environment. And then after about 2-3 weeks, he forgot. Okay?
Yeah.
And he forgot to growl.
Yeah.
And so I started learning about men to be serious from my little boys.
Right.
And I started learning that no, you don't shout at them. They don't like it. So when they didn't like it and they sulked, then I looked at my husband and I'm like, okay, I shouted at him the other day, and yeah, he sulked in a different way, of course.
Yeah.
Then I'm also having my 15, 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's also manifesting in different ways.
Right.
And then I had to start treading very carefully and just doing the balance, because when I wasn't doing that, the atmosphere in the home was horrible.
Yeah.
My husband is not talking to me. My 16, 17-year-old is not talking to me. My little boy is crying and fronting, and my little one, it's like they all picked up something.
Yeah.
And then as my little one was coming out,
did these guys not sit down and talk about you and say, is this just natural? They're manifesting natural stuff, or it's like they would have some kangaroo meetings without you knowing?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think my husband was ever trained in what's going on and why this is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the details of his first marriage, because that happened in Ghana.
Yeah.
And I haven't had an opportunity to talk to her. I hope I do this year, because my big boy, now we're friends, he's married a Zimbabwean, so I don't think I was such a terrible stepmother. So the wedding is in December, and I'm hoping that we can manage to get out to come across.
Right.
But I think I'm just going to confirm what I already knew.
Right.
That he hadn't been trained in the art of expressing himself to say, look, I don't like this, and I would rather you did this.
All right, so that's another discussion for another day.
Okay.
What you've talked about. We're talking about unrespected men and unloved women. So the first thing is men should not be shouted at.
That's one of the disrespect they don't like.
And the second one?
There are many.
Yeah, probably. This is why we're having this program.
Yeah.
And this is why you're invited to talk on emerging voices.
Okay. Okay, let me go back to the they don't like being shouted at.
Right.
I don't know how it happened, but in the scheme of things, women talk a lot, and they talk too much.
Right.
And I have a theory that God gave women 4,000 words a day, and then gave men 1,000 words a day. So by the end of the day, let's say they've gone out to Kubasa and everything, and they come back home. He's used up maybe 900 and something, so he's going to go a few left.
Yeah.
She's used up her 900, but she's got 3,000 left.
Okay.
And if things are not okay,
Right.
she's going to be there, you know.
Yeah.
My little boy, like I said, they've taught me. One day, I don't know what I was doing, he was about grade 4 or 5, and he says, Mama, please don't shout at me. Look at him say. But
How dare you speak to me? I'm your mom.
and then he said something that stopped me dead in my
What
tracks.
did he say?
Mama, when you shout at me, I tune you out. And I don't hear you.
How old is he again?
He was about 11 then. And it stopped me dead in my tracks.
Yeah.
I went back to school where I worked, because he was there as well. I went to his teacher, and I went to the other teachers, and I said, when you shout at the boys, they don't hear you. They tune you out. And then I'm like, 7-year-old tunes me out, 52-year-old tunes me out. Okay, don't raise your voice. They don't like it. Talk to them properly. If you're not happy about something, say it nicely.
I must interrupt and say I'm looking in the mirror right now.
Say it nicely, okay? That's one. The other one is they don't like being ignored. Yeah. If you say you've been there for them, or you want to be there for them, and then something happens and takes your attention away, they don't like it. Because you said you'll be there with them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's a date, whether it's to go with them kumusha, whatever.
Yeah.
So now you go to this kumusha thing together.
Yeah.
And you've agreed you'll be together.
Right.
And then there's a crisis, and then they want tete manini, and then you forget that you're with your husband or with your whoever, and you're off somewhere.
Oh my
and
gosh.
And
that is disrespect.
That's disrespect.
Oh my word.
And they don't like it.
Do women know this?
No.
All right, number 3. This is really exciting. Number 3.
I just need to elaborate a little bit.
Go ahead.
When you
see, I understand that, because you've just taught me that you got 3,000 words and I got 1,000. I'm saying, no, I heard that part, let's go to the next part. You got a couple of more words, go ahead.
Do you know how terrible it is?
Yeah.
When you ignore them, they can't articulate that you're ignoring me.
Okay.
They can't articulate that, by the way, the food they gave me, I don't like it, and you know I don't like it. But I couldn't go to the pot and say, give me this, but why didn't you bring it? Even though you have to go to your tete and everything. And this is one of the causes of men and women doing that, and men seemingly leaving their Hogati Hill house and crossing Samora Machel and going to Budiro because they've been ignored, and women don't get it. Just like men also don't know how to say, listen, when you ignore me,
right.
when we go to a function
Yeah.
and you leave me,
Yeah.
I feel lost and I want to be with you.
Right.
And so they don't say that.
Yeah.
And the woman wants to be busy because she's also got demands. She's a moroder and she has to be seen to
Right,
be doing
right,
other things,
right.
you know. And it's a very sad situation because she doesn't know she's ignoring him. He doesn't know how to tell her, you know, she's ignoring him. And voila, you've got a situation where people go back home and this one is sulking, the one saying what's going on, and you've got a train smash that's about to happen. And then it's like, I don't bore. No, you disrespected him, but you didn't know you were doing that. Yeah.
All right. So let's do this. Let's just go to a quick
Another
break.
one? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
After the quick break, we just go for a quick break. You are on Emerging Voices, and I'm with Nunu Tsai. She is a life. I had to create this. This is a life skills, lifestyle, and life care coach. So we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, welcome back to Emerging Voices. I'm here talking to, I forgot again, life skills, lifestyles, and life care coach. There we go, got it right.
Yeah.
And we're talking about neglected men and unloved women. And the first thing that you talked about is that men don't want to be shouted at.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that you talked about is that men don't want to be ignored. Let's go to number 3.
Number 3 is their space.
Space.
Uh-huh.
Right.
They are territorial in their spaces. And so sometimes women don't get it. And a typical example is, let's say, church decor. And women are doing it. They never think, what is it that would be comfortable
Yeah.
if we did decor, for example.
Mm.
Right now we're going to go to Father's Day.
Right.
A few will make an attempt to make it a Father's Day Sunday.
Right.
But why don't men want to be in spaces like church? Because they're sissy. They're places where they don't feel...
Remember, excuse me, one man in church.
No, yes we do,
Yeah.
but who is predominantly there and taking that space and crowding them out?
Oh,
They're not being invited. It's not inviting.
Oh.
I think when they're dating and they go to a girl's flat and it's all pink and whatever, I think they sort of tolerate it.
Yeah.
But when they are in their home now,
Their space.
there's space.
Right.
Whether it's their study,
Mhm.
whether it's their bedroom,
Mhm.
whether it's their sofa, it's their space. So you can't be messing around in their space. They don't like it. You are disrespecting them.
Oh my God.
Okay? If they say don't tidy the study, don't tidy it. You like to tidy it and you like to put flowers, no. He likes it that way. Just because you like it doesn't mean he likes it. Again, it's a problem where he then gets angry.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't understand why she's not being appreciated.
Yeah.
And then we have an issue. Remember, we said it's disrespected men
Right.
and unloved women.
Yeah.
So that disrespect is going to birth the woman feeling unloved.
I see.
Because he's going to react.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to react.
All right. So here's what I don't understand. Are you saying to women that what they must do is identify the men's territory and let them be? It can be in space and it can be going out with guys, maybe playing golf on a Saturday morning, whatever routine. What are you saying?
I'm saying it's everything. And by the way, it's not one way.
Mm.
It's just that we're saying it's disrespected men. We're talking about that part.
Yeah.
But we can also go to the other side, the unloved women.
Yeah, we will.
Because it's both parties. It's a tango.
Yeah.
And so we have to learn each other, and then we have to, how do you say, roll with the punches as well.
Yeah.
So that we can work together and there's no friction.
Yeah.
The thing is that when you disrespect a guy, the backlash is so much more painful than when you don't love a woman. And women feel it more because it comes viciously.
All right.
Because men are more powerful.
All right.
And so what he does is then, like I said, tunes you out,
Yeah.
ignores you,
Yeah.
goes to go forever and ever,
Yeah.
and leaves you.
Or to put it on.
and to be real, and leaves you, and then you've got nothing to hold, nothing to do. And then you start being very frazzled, and you start being very manipulative. Now you want to control the situation. We've gone into another area.
Are we going to number 5? Yes. Number 4.
When men don't like being controlled. Well, nobody likes being controlled, but men even more so. When you're controlling them, when you're manipulating them, with disrespect.
Is this in public or in private?
Whenever.
Yeah, because I promise you, how dare you speak to me like that in front of my mother? I mean,
whenever. But that one is overt.
Yeah.
The control I'm talking about is very subtle.
Right.
Women have a power to control very subtly.
Right.
They can set a man up.
Yeah.
They want to go to Kumusha, they want to go to this funeral, whatever. They know that he doesn't want you to go for whatever good reasons.
Right.
They will orchestrate it in such a way that eventually he's put in a corner and he says yes.
So are you saying that the men are aware that this is what is happening? They are aware that they're being manipulated?
Of course they are.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And this from a woman?
Yes. But they don't want the fuss.
Okay.
They just want to keep the peace. Alright, go. But the go has not got a blessing. It's got repercussions when he comes back. Then she goes, thinks that she's got away with it, and she does it next time. And I say, okay, go. Next time, go. And eventually, you know what happens? She asks for something or she wants an opinion, he says, do what you like. And it's got to the stage where that disrespect has hit him really hard. And he's like, you know what? You do what you like anyway. Go.
Alright, one more. Number 5. This is exciting. I wish I could do this the whole day. Alright, so we've got number 1. Men don't want to be shouted at, they don't want to be ignored. What was number 3? Number 3 was they don't want to be controlled. That was number 4. I forget number 3.
Oh, I got many, sir.
Okay, it's fine. Let's go to number 4. I'll watch the video.
The last one.
Yeah.
They don't want to be exposed.
Okay, there we go. I like that one.
I
like that one.
You know.
But what happens when he's abusive? What happens if he's not giving me what I want? What happens if he's not paying school fees for the kids? I mean, the woman has to tell somebody.
Yes, but not everybody.
Okay, so alright.
And not in a bitter way.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be wanting to look for a solution, a reconciliation effort.
Yeah.
It's not to strip him.
Yeah.
Okay, of his weakness or deficiency or lack of school fees. Not every man is irresponsible.
Okay.
And if he was that irresponsible, she wouldn't have married him in the first place. Okay. Somewhere along the line, he stopped paying fees, he stopped doing certain things because of that input of the disrespect.
Okay.
Oh yes. A man who is respected, a man who's given his space, would do anything for a woman.
With that, I'll say you were on Emerging Voices. How can the generality of Zimbabweans the world over get in touch with you? What number can we call you, Coach? I think I've got it. It's life skills, lifestyles, and life care coach. Your number is?
0777 654 212.
212. Until next time on Emerging Voices, ciao ciao.